Also wir nehmen als Thema
let's take the topic of vulnerability for our guided
und lasst euch
meditation.
mal sanft die Augen schließen
And let yourself close your eyes gently
und ein paar
and take a
so
few
sanfte
breaths
Atemzüge in
just
euer
as gently
Herzchakra,
into your heart chakra
der Mitte
in the
eures
middle of your
Bauches
chest.
schicken. Und
And
lasst
let
euch
yourself
sanft
listen from your heart chakra.
von dort aus
Perceive
wahrnehmen.
from there,
Das heißt,
which means
alle
let
Wahrnehmungssinne
everything, all perception, come to you.
fühle, wie es ist einfach absolut.
Feel what it's like to be absolutely receptive,
Es ist so,
because actually it is so. To the same extent in which you are open and vulnerable,
kannst du auch
you can be nourished from existence.
von der Existenz
Just in the same extent, you can hear the voice of your heart. Because your heart is speaking with the most silent voice you can imagine. Your heart speaks in the silence of being, and only in the deepest vulnerability and openness, touchability, it is possible for you to perceive this. Vulnerability is something, if you look at it carefully, that is always already the case. How often does it happen that we put our food in one's mouth? We make enemies. And how much time and energy are we constantly using to avoid being hurt or hurting someone else? And the ego is simply a castle, a giant defense mechanism against vulnerability. And therefore, it is not possible, by referring to the strength of the ego, to move towards awakening or self-realization or enlightenment. And when you can reach vulnerability, you can also reach self-love and come to rest in your being. This vulnerability means that you're not trying to find a way around your feelings, around your perception. By coming to rest in your vulnerability, you can just let everything be exactly as it is. You don't have to dissemble. You don't have to put on an act. You don't have to invest time in power struggles and the games of adults. If you can really be vulnerable, all this becomes unnecessary.
Dein Ego hasst
Make yourself aware of this. Your ego hates vulnerability.
aber mach dir mal bewusst,
But also get conscious
welche Geschenke
about all the gifts that come
Verletzlichkeit verbunden
with vulnerability. So what are these gifts? All the running away can finally end.
kann endlich aufhören.
All fighting against something can drop away. And when you allow vulnerability, in the middle of faint and helplessness, you will reach yourself. If you contemplate it, this is the message of Jesus on the cross, the resurrection. It happens with the ultimate vulnerability. Your life becomes uncomplicated, simple. You don't always have to desperately find a solution. No exit. It is said beautifully, the only way out leads inside. The way out of the suffering leads into suffering. And what a great gift you are then for other human beings, because they sense it too. Then they don't have to dissemble. They can come to you as they are, and they know, in the same extent as you can, you will not attack them or belittle them if they show themselves in their vulnerability. You will know vulnerability is something of immense worth. It's really precious. However, and this is important, vulnerability doesn't mean self-pity or to wallow yourself in pain. True vulnerability is strength, is greatness. Which means it doesn't count to say, well, now I'm super vulnerable, to receive attention from others, to receive attention as disease gain in exchange. This would be cheating. True, honest vulnerability is something of which I realized its worth and live by it. And only like this
im Moment sein.
can I be in the present moment.
Wenn ich mir erlauben kann, verletzlich
Because
zu
if I
sein,
can allow myself to be vulnerable, then I don't have to plan in
zu
advance.
schützen,
I don't have to protect myself.
mich auf
I don't have to prepare for situations and put on an armor. Because I can enter naked.
Das heißt,
Which means, it is often said,
gesagt wird,
live in the here and now.
dein
Your vulnerability is the entrance ticket.
ohne
Without,
das nicht.
it doesn't work.
Und wenn du das jetzt
And
hörst,
if you're hearing this right now and you don't like it at all, well, believe me,
ist okay.
I also didn't like it at all. This is okay.
Ich kann mich ganz
I
genau
can remember
erinnern,
exactly
immer das waren,
that these sentences have always been what I just wanted to skip over in the books, or what I deliberately did not hear from my teachers.
dachte immer, so kann man das
I always thought,
bringen.
why can't we just skip this chapter? Isn't there another way? No,
Nein, denn in der Verletzlichkeit,
because in vulnerability also lies your innocence.
wenn du nicht verletzlich
If you
sein
don't want to be
möchtest,
vulnerable,
dann ist ein Teil in dir immer
a part of you is always defensive.
jederzeit bist du bereit zurückzuschlagen.
You're always ready to fight back. Is what I'm talking about easy to apply? No,
Eine gigantische
it is a giant challenge.
Denn so gut
Because
wie alles
almost
in unserer
everything in our social life is oriented to the contrary. Just think about it.
überlegst, wer sind die mächtigsten
The
Personen
most
auf der
powerful
Welt?
people on this planet.
Nehmen wir zuletzt Donald Trump.
At the same time, they also belong
Das sind
to the
zugleich
hardest people on earth.
die härtesten.
Or at least they belong to the tough cookies.
Das heißt, es geht
Which
schon
means
um
it is
Entscheidung, was
about
ist dir jetzt wichtig?
making a decision. What is important for you now?
Willst du
Do you want to be successful by any means?
oder möchtest du
Or
deine Seele?
do you want to get to know your soul?
Und natürlich,
Of course,
wenn du den Weg deiner
when
Seele
you're
des
walking
Herzens
the
gehst,
way
kann
of your
auch sehr
soul,
viel
of your heart,
beschert sein,
still a lot of success
was dann auf
can
deinem
come
Weg
to you.
geht. Das ist passiert.
But it has not been your priority. It just happened. And how did it happen?
Je verletzlicher
The
du
more
bist,
vulnerable you are,
desto offener
the more
bist
open you are,
und
and
desto
the
mehr
more
bist du
you are
verbunden mit dem
connected
gesamten
with the
Universum,
whole universe,
dem, was sich
with what is called the
das
field,
Feld nennt, das Quantenfeld.
the quantum field. And this
Das
means
bedeutet,
that the
das
whole
ganze
universe,
Universum, je
the more
verletzlicher
touchable
und
and open
berührbarer
you
du
are,
bist, desto
the
mehr
more
hört
the
das
whole
ganze
universe
Universum, was du
is
gerade
hearing
brauchst.
what you need right now, in each moment. And the less you have to fight,
Umso mehr wirst du beschenkt.
and the more life's gifts will just come to you.
Deine Verletzlichkeit ist
In your vulnerability, you are in contact with everything that surrounds you. Existence doesn't work like many human beings work, who can't cope with you being vulnerable. But existence knows,
weiß,
someone is communicating with me. I can be caring.
ich darf fürsorglich sein, sagt sich die Existenz.
Now this human being made space.
Ich darf diesen Menschen nähren.
Existence responds, okay, I can nurture this human being. I have the permission,
Das, was auf einer Ebene scheinbar gar nicht
which means that what seemingly doesn't work at all on one level, on another level, the spiritual level, it works just brilliantly.
darum, dir das auch bewusst zu machen,
Then it is about getting conscious of this,
dass das so ist.
to see that reality works like this.
Verletzlichkeit bedeutet
Vulnerability
auch,
also means that you can inhale everything through your senses and experience it, that you aren't numb. Then the experiences you are having, even the smallest things, can make you happy. Try it. Really try it. Okay, so let yourself breathe deeply once more.
I have walked 1,000 miles. I may have to walk 1,000 miles more, just to find out what it is I've been running